Kyle Dimitri is back with me as always. Is JD, the Washington D.C. to my Ottawa, Canada? See what I did there?
I get it. Yes,
you got it.
I got it. They're both capitals.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's go.
See, because this is the Sharks at Senators preview show where we talk about truly an organization that we don't like at all.
The Sharks and the Senators have like a weird history. It's kind of,
They have a weird history, and the Senators have literally nothing to ever be proud about, and somehow they're so uppity about it. I don't know. Anyway, Sharks at Sens preview. Let's go.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Yeah, Senators. You should. The term "poverty franchise" is thrown about in the world a lot. Cincinnati Bengals, for instance.
Yep.
What are some other famous? San Diego Chargers, formerly, were a poverty franchise.
Yep.
The
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates, big poverty franchise.
Big time poverty franchise.
Ottawa Senators, poverty franchise. They don't really have any money.
Yeah.
They can't. They just signed a 40-point winger to like an $8 million per dollar deal, and they just can't keep any stars there. Nobody wants to go there. So you can't throw around poverty franchise lightly. But when the shoe fits, JD, when the skate fits, I should say, actually.
When the ice knife shoe fits. Yeah.
The ice knife shoe?
The ice knife shoe. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the Senators are, I mean, they were, 2017 an overtime goal away from going to the Stanley Cup final with Erik Karlsson dragging them there. But since then, it's been a long road for them. Like, it's kind of funny if you look at the talented players that they've like traded away or let go. Like, you could have an all-star team of amazing players. But
you can't keep all of them all the time, but you should at least keep some of them.
At least one. One good player, right? But it's kind of crazy.
One person to be kept.
It's kind of crazy, just like how much. And I know they burnt it down to the ground, and now they're supposed to be entering their unparalleled 5 years of unparalleled success here, where they're going to spend to the max, and definitely not spending to the max right now. I think they
barely got to the floor.
They barely got to the floor. So, but I mean, I do wish I had that cap sheet for the Sharks' future that gives you, but it's just.
I mean, to be fair, you'd want the cap sheet, but also I don't want any of the players except for like 3 of them.
Yeah, which the ones that you want are kind of tied with the Sharks, right? You want like Josh Norris, you want Tim Stutzle. Yeah.
I guess Alex Formanton, but like, I don't know. I don't really want Nick Paul. Thomas Chabot makes a lot of money. He's good, but like,
yeah,
he makes a lot of money. Nikita Zaitsev, no. Zub, no. Brown, no. Tyler, how is Tyler Ennis even still in the freaking league? He's 5'9" and hasn't been good since 2015. How do you employ this guy?
They had to get to the cap floor.
Yeah, you can't make that much money.
So, but
oh my God,
Chris Tierney.
I love that Chris Tierney's still holding it down in the 3C. So anyway, hold on. Let's set let's we can get back to Sens bashing in a second here. Let's set the stage here. The Ottawa Senators are 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Leafs on opening night 3-2, then lost to the Leafs 3-1, and then beat the Stars 3-2. So they've gotten off to a good start. I don't really know what to make of the Stars this season, so that could be a good win or a bad win. Don't know. They're the hardest team for me to rank. The Leafs games both happened without Austin Matthews, I'm pretty sure. So that's always neat.
Yeah.
The Senators lineup. Or no, did you have a thought about it?
I was going to say, yeah. And I mean, not that he's Austin Matthews, but Tkachuk's coming. The Sharks game will be the first game for Tkachuk after signing his 8-year contract. But he's not Austin Matthews, yes. So that's not a fair wash.
Yeah. One of them had 40 plus goals in a season. One of them's never had more than 40 points. Interesting. So the lineup, the Sharns. Oh my God, the Sharns.
The Sens.
The Sens aren't having morning skate tomorrow, so we kind of know what their lines are going to be and their goalies and all that good stuff. They're lining up Brady Tkachuk, Josh Norris, Drake Batherson, Nick Paul, Shane Pinto, Connor Brown. For some reason, they put Tim Stutzle on the third line with our beloved Cobra and Alex Formenton. Then their bottom line is a horrific gong show. Zach Sanford, Logan Shaw, Tyler Ennis. Ugh.
Oof.
Remember what it was like having a bad fourth line? I don't.
Not us.
Not anymore, baby.
No.
Defense pairs, Thomas Chabot, Artem Zub. Great name.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Del Zotto plays on this team. Oh, my Lord. Michael Del Zotto and Nikita Zaitsev, Nick Holden and Josh Brown. And their goalies will be Anton Forsberg is backing up Matt Murray, who's starting. And I don't believe Matt Murray's played this season.
He has not.
Probably should have just stayed injured for the sanity of all Sens fans.
Matt Murray, who might have been the only goalie who was worse than Martin Jones last year.
Carter Hart. I know it'll hurt you to say that, but Carter Hart was statistically worse than Martin Jones last year.
But Matt Murray with his in 27 games played last year, started 25, 893 save percentage, 338 goals allowed. Did have 2 shutouts. Good for you, buddy. But
congrats.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think of that forward crew?
There's a lot of
obviously very young.
Yes, very young team. Like we talked about, where they burnt this thing down to the ground, and they, their whole thing was going to draft. Like we love Timmy. We were a big fan of him going into the draft process. Huh? What?
I refuse to call him Timmy. His name's Tim.
Well, yeah, we liked him. We liked him going into the draft process. I know he was very, very high in your draft rankings, and we would have been really happy to have him on the Sharks. But like the Sharks don't really do it for me. They're kind of really, really they're really good, but they're also like shitlords at the same time. It's so their whole thing is just a whole Kachuk brand of like getting under your skin type of guys. Josh Norris is very good, and he's well on his way.
Is he very good though? Like that's the thing. Like Josh Norris is perfectly fine.
Yeah,
he's not a 1C. He might be in like 2 years, but like he's not right now.
There's a universe where Chris Tierney was a 1C on this team. So,
I mean, like I'm not trying to slag Josh Norris here. Like I think Josh Norris is turning into a really good player.
Yeah,
and ultimately the Sharks will be not vindicated, but like their choice will be good. But like lining up Josh Norris as a 1C and then San Jose rips out Logan Couture and Tomas Hertl, like those are 2 1Cs that are just so far and away better than every center on the Sens.
I mean, but if Josh Norris was on the Sharks last year and put up 35 points, we would have been spending the whole summer going, "Oh my God, Josh Norris is the second."
We wouldn't have said he's a 1C though. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
But he is. I just said I didn't say he was a 1C. I said he's a good player. So, but will he probably be a 1C? Who knows? Like on a championship caliber team, he's not a 1C, but on this team right now, he's the 1C. So that's but I think he's well on his way to being a good player. And if you want to bet on how good Josh Norris is going to be, you can check out our friends over at betonline.ag. Kyle is enjoying my transition right now. BetOnline, they're back and better than ever with a new web interface for the start of basketball season and more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all basketball, football, hockey action this season. Head to their new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use the promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus. From basketball, football, baseball postseason, NHL, boxing, UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Should we peek behind the curtain right now? I'm answering work emails. We're recording this the day before.
Double dipping right now.
I am double dipping. It's hard.
Yes.
Sometimes the work emails just got to get a quick little, "Hi, I see you. Please respond in kind," or "Please advise." Always a good please advise email.
The following up.
I think circling back is my favorite one.
Yeah, I do following up a lot with the work emails. So
yeah,
but
following up on
with
Josh Norris, the 1C. Like I think Josh Norris is perfectly fine, but he's way overmatched as a 1C. And then if you go down the line, it's not like he's playing up so that he gets experience. Like Shane Pinto is not a 2C. He's a rookie, basically. Yeah. Chris Tierney is a 3C through and through. We don't have to discuss Chris Tierney anymore. And then Logan Shaw is Logan Shaw. So they clearly have a center problem. And I think the center depth of San Jose going Couture, Hurdle, Bonino, Weatherby is just going to eat their centers alive.
Yeah, no, I agree. The Sharks should have a definite matchup here in the centers just because of the experience between especially the way Couture and Hurdle have started their seasons. And Nick Bonino, he did miss practice today, but that was just a maintenance day, and he's expected to play. That's fine with
the Sharks lines are staying unchanged, right?
Yeah, the Sharks lines are staying unchanged. The only difference is we're gonna have James Reimer in goal, so he'll make
Sausage Daddy.
Yeah, Sausage Daddy's here, baby. So he's gonna make his season debut.
Yesterday we talked about how keeping Hill going with the shutout and then putting Reimer in as the vet on the back-to-back against former team. But I totally understand that Hill's the better goalie, or they want him to be the better goalie right now, and he's played really well. So getting him with a tired Sharks team against the better team on the back-to-back gives you a better chance to win. So totally makes sense. It's we just kind of glanced over it, but we should have given that option yesterday. But the content boys are accountable.
The content boys. We were too excited about the revenge game, so potential.
Everybody loves a good revenge game.
Everybody does love good revenge. Speaking of, there's a lot of potential revenge in this.
There's game. Really not though.
But I mean, there's Rudy.
I'm pretty sure only 2 guys played for their teams. That's it.
Darlene
never played for the Senators,
but he was drafted by them. That
doesn't matter.
So
Josh Norris never stepped foot in San Jose at all.
Yeah,
it's really only Balsers who's back in San Jose. So how much revenge do you want? And then Tierney.
Every game for Darlene's or for Rudy's a revenge game since the Sharks traded him.
That's just his brand.
Yes,
but when you go down the line, like Tkachuk is obviously going to get under your skin, like you said, and he's going to be annoying. But like he's not a game breaker, right? He's not out here just absolutely busting people down. I think that's Tim Stutzle's role. But now he's on the third line with Tierney and Foreman, and I think that kind of limits his skill ceiling. Obviously, he'll be on the power play, but a second line of Nick Paul, Shane Pinto, Connor Brown,
that Hurdle line should destroy that line right there.
Yeah, I don't even know. So if you think, I don't know how they're going to match up because they're probably going to put the Couture line or the Bonino line again against the Norris line, right?
Yeah,
neutralize that. But then, do you need to put the Hurdle line out against the Pinto line? I think if they get matched out there, the Hurdle line's going to munch.
Yeah, no, for real, for sure. Like that is a huge advantage. I expect the centers to eat in this, or the centers to eat in this game.
Senators.
The centers.
That's hard phrasing.
This is too much. We need to trade one of them. But but yeah, I think like the Hurdle line, I would expect to see like how we saw in Game 1 versus Winnipeg, where I know the Sharks don't have the change, but like if they're going up against Shane Pinto, like Hurdle and Rudy and Eklund should eat on that line, but just because of the experience that they have compared to this line, so like who's matching up with who? Like is Shane Pinto going to be able to hold down Tomas Hurdle? Is Brown going to be able to? Is
Connor Brown's pretty okay,
but like is he going to be able to match up with Eklund or
Timo Meier?
I
don't really think so. And then when you go down the line, they clearly the Senators clearly have 3. Well, see, that's the problem. Is that the Paul Pinto Brown line, is it a skill line? I think they want it to be, but I don't know how. Pinto's really young.
Yeah.
And Brown's more of a dump it in the corner, retrieve it guy, works hard guy. He came from the Leafs. So they kind of have 3 skill lines. So they don't really have that neutralizing grind line, and then their fourth line is just bad. I don't even want to talk about it. Any team that replaced Tyler Ennis in their fourth line
actually that line there, because you think the Cogliano, Weatherby, Lane Pedersen, that line should actually take advantage of that too, just because Cogliano has done a lot of great stuff. In the 2 games he's played, I'm like, I don't see where the Senators have an advantage, like looking at the forwards.
Yeah, I don't either. The added depth that San Jose's brought in is if this was last year, if you take last year's team and put them in this year, I'm pretty sure that we would be like, oh no, the Stutzle, Tierney, Formanton line will be able to destroy the Patrick Marleau line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dylan Gambrell.
I can't believe it's a real thing that I could say and people know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But I think with this year, with the added depth, like, the Stutzle, Tierney, Formanton line could hurt you a little bit, but if they get out there against the top 2 lines, no. And if the Jasper line's pretty competent and the Bonino line's pretty good, like, I just don't see where their advantage is. I think they're going to have to try to pick their spots and make the transition game work and stuff where you can hurt them. But if the Sharks come out like they did against Montreal and just absolutely jump on the other team at the beginning, they're going to be overwhelmed. And then when you go to the defense, Shabbat's good, and Zub had a good rookie season and stuff like that. So that's a pair. But like Delzato Zaitsev is bad, and Holden Brown is just brutal.
Yeah.
Not that the Sharks are the golden gods of defense. They have Vlasic Šimek.
Yeah.
On the last pair. So like, ugh. But like,
yeah.
I mean,
but you feel like there's more playmakers, at least on the Sharks defensive, between Carlson and Burns. Like at least they can make plays, and and then like if Ferraro and Middleton can kind of play, adequate defense to cover for Burns and Carlson, like, yeah, you feel better about that than you. And the other thing too is Matt Murray versus James Reimer. Like I'm going with James Reimer there. So even if we haven't seen James Reimer yet this season.
Yeah, Matt Murray's still terrific.
Yeah, Matt Murray's been one of and they signed him for a god awful contract. I think it's like 5 years or something like that. Like it is a terrible contract. So yeah, like I honestly think I don't really see where the Sharks lose this game other than they just come out flat.
Yeah, for sure. The matchup is definitely favorable for San Jose. The Senators are annoying. Like you said off the top, that their brand is the Brady Tkachuk brand, where they're very annoying. They get under your skin. Guys like Brown, Pinto, Paul, Tkachuk, Tierney, even really Shaw, Sanford I'm pretty sure he came from St. Louis, goon. So like,
if they just muck it up,
they are going to be annoying. If the Sharks can get rattled and stuff, and there's a bad hit or a big hit on like an Eklund, guys jump in there. The Senators go to the power play because their first power play is, oh my God, Tyler Ennis, Norris, Batherson, Stutzle, Shabbat. I'm assuming Tkachuk will slide in there for Ennis, and then their second power play is Sanford, Tierney, Brown, Pinto, Mete. But Mete's not even on this lineup, so their power plays aren't good.
Yeah.
Just the first one they load up all of their skill on the first one. So if you can see where Tkachuk gets annoying, the Sharks get off their game, they pop in an early goal, they get a power play, they get another goal, and the Sharks have not been great against Ottawa through the last little bit. So that's concerning. But like the matchup is good for San Jose. There's nothing that scares you. Like when we talk about Toronto tomorrow, that's a matchup where you're like, well, this line is going to hammer you, and this line is scary, and this line is scary, and this defense and the goal, like that's where you're going to have the problems. But here, Ottawa and San Jose are kind of in the same tier where they're both in the bottom of the league last year, and they're both trying to make their way up and on different ways. They've gotten off to good starts, and they both have dreams of being better than they are. So there is a world where Ottawa wins, and obviously hockey, not everybody wins 100% of the time. Unless you're the Sharks, 82-0 is in play. But it's just the matchup is there for San Jose.
Kyle, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So the Sharks play Toronto. Do you think they're gonna take a car from Ottawa to Toronto? It doesn't seem like it's too far.
It's not.
It's not. If you needed parts for your car to make the trip from Ottawa to Toronto, where would you go?
Definitely Rock Auto. Because you know what? They're all probably going to drive in different cars. There's so many different kinds. Yeah. One of them probably is a Ferrari. We know that Timo has a Maserati.
Do they even allow Ubers? Do they allow Ubers in Ottawa anymore?
No. Yeah, the Ubers are probably Hondas. Maybe a Toyota. Maybe the Tesla Uber. You get those. We know Timo has a Mazzi. One of them probably is a Bentley. That Lamborghini SUV. It's pretty sweet. I just listed off so many different cars, so you know how it's impossible for your local chain to stock all the parts you need. So why go in there getting asked all these crazy questions? Is your Honda a sport or a touring? Is your Ferrari 17 gears or 19 gears? Clearly, I don't know anything about Ferraris. And then you wait, and the person behind the desk goes click, clack, click, clack with their computer, and they figure out what they have in stock and what brands they carry. And just went to Costco to get tires. They only carry 2 brands. That was pointless. You have a computer in your pocket, and you have a computer at home, and you have a tablet. So just go to rockauto.com at home and do it yourself. You save time. You don't have to go to the store. You save money when using Rock Auto, because why spend 30, 50, or 100% more on same parts from a chain store or car dealership? Fuel pump is like 350 Freedom units. From Rock Auto, it's like 215 Freedom units. Rock Auto is a family business, always good. They've been around for over 20 years servicing do-it-yourselfers. And they have everything you need: brake parts, tail lamps, motor oil, new carpet. I'm sure you get like a windscreen. It's for you. So go explore their easy-to-use website today to find the solution for all your auto part needs. Go to rockauto.com right now and see all the parts available for your car or truck. Write Locked On in their How Did You Hear About Us box so they know we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com. So what do we don't need to touch on the goalies. Matt Murray is bad. He's so bad. What are you expecting tomorrow to the Sharks? Obviously, it's the second game of the road trip. They had an off day. We're recording this on the Wednesday. So they had the off day today. I think they're having a morning skate tomorrow.
Yeah,
probably.
I think so.
That would make sense.
Yep.
What are you expecting the Sharks to be like when they come out of this game?
I think they're going to continue good vibe Sharks, especially like as dumb as that sounds. You kind of need to continue to stack points against these bottom tier teams, especially when you're playing a really good Toronto team on Friday night in Toronto. So, I think the Sharks are going to, we've seen them been able to kind of put together a couple good periods. I think they're going to continue to do that. And if they can get the offense humming, I don't think Matt Murray's going to be much of, I think he's basically going to be cannon fodder at this point. So especially if Timo and Hurdle and Couture are continuing to play the way they're playing, I expect the Sharks to play really well again and win this game. Yeah,
I don't see any reason why they would change up their game plan for Montreal. There's no need to. I think going into the Toronto game, you'll see a change up maybe. I hope they don't. I hope they come out and try to jump on teams, but you could see where they'll adjust a little bit of strategy to neutralize Marner, Tavares, Matthew, Nylander, Riley, and so on down the line. But with Ottawa, I don't think they need to really change their game plan. I think they just need to come out and from first puck drop, when we watched the Habs game, they jumped all over them. It was goals early. It was goals often, and that's what you want to see. And if the power play can keep humming along and score some goals, like William Eklund is drawing penalties all over the place. It's great. And they're getting to the power play and they're making teams pay. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't just keep the same momentum and same style that they had going with Montreal up against Ottawa. I just really, really don't. How many points does E5 have? He's on pace for 82 right now.
Yes. I think he gets his first goal.
I like it.
I think he gets his first goal because we're gonna have that Stutzle Eklund kind of comparison, I think, throughout their careers, just because of the what if with the Sharks. So I think he gets his first goal in Ottawa. He's been playing really well, and I think he's gonna pot the first one.
Does the Lord get back on the sheet?
Yeah, I think especially with the power play, I think with him playing that net front presence on the power play, Bob and Couture both kind of talked about on the power play on the press conference today with how the net front presence has been doing a really good job. And I think, Couture, I think Jasper, I could see him either getting an assist or cleaning up a dirty goal there.
Yeah, I think the Lord is more likely. Well, they're both likely, but I think the Lord on the power play banging in garbage. This might be a game where Eklund gets held off the score sheet, just comes down after his first two good games, but then he elevates his play against Toronto. Wouldn't be surprised. I hope Jonathan Dahlin continues his terror squad.
Yes.
Revenge game. Drafted, traded to Vancouver. A lot of revenge here.
And he just stares down the bench as he skates by.
Sick. He did a stare down. Oh, we need William Eklund to score because he does the sick shorts sword sheath celly.
Yes,
absolutely nasty. That'd be cool. I hope. The ultimate game though tomorrow is a Carlson hat trick, right?
Oh yes, that would be the ultimate game. And then he does a little wave. Yeah,
that would be or a bow. Oh my god! Imagine he took a bow. That would be sick. If what do you think final score is?
I'm gonna go 5-2.
Nice. I like it. I was going to say 4-1 Sharks. We have all the confidence in the world. We have done a complete 180 on where the Sharks are going. You think you're out and you think you're going to be studying Yuri Slafkovsky, and then they pull you back in.
Yes. What's the biggest thing you're looking for in tonight's game?
I want to see how the Hurdle line responds to a game that wasn't their best game. Like Hurdle didn't have like an incredible game by any means. I think they did play well, and there was obviously moments with Eklund playing well and stuff like that. But they had a quieter game, which is fine. Other lines were doing stuff, so I want to see how the Hurdle line responds and if they can take advantage of some weaker depth on Ottawa and see if they can jump back up there because Rudy's more than capable of chipping in. And I think Eklund is right there, and Hurdle is always good for a point a game. So I want to see how the Hurdle line responds.
I want to see if Timo Meier can continue his torrid pace to start the season. If he's just gonna basically put his stamp and say, you know what, I'm gonna be the best player on the team this year, and I'm gonna put the team on my back. So yeah, I want to see another 7-8 shots on goal from Timo. So
yeah, that would imagine he's just like a 7-shot a game guy this season. Nasty.
Just love it.
If you have any predictions for the game, you can get at us on Locked On Sharks on Twitter. Locked On Sharks on Facebook and Instagram as well. JD puts up all their work there, so you can always find us if that's where you want to communicate with us. No big deal. We're on YouTube. Subscribe if you're watching it. Thank you. If you're not, subscribe. You don't have to watch us, but subscribe.
Yeah, they were almost at 300.
Corporate Kane will not give us tombstones then. We're almost at 300. I think we're like 5 away or something like that.
Yeah, so you should do that.
It's a slow, steady climb. I wonder how many of those came from Insurrection YouTube and how many of those came from like hockey YouTube.
It's a perfect circle.
Nice. Nice.
I'm kidding. We love you guys.
Obviously.
296. That's a
296 for 4 away. Tell your mother, tell your girlfriend, tell your boyfriend, tell your secret lover. TV, father, teacher, mother, secret lover. Obviously, you can listen to us Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Stitcher, Anchor, Longwave Radio, boom boxes. You can hold it up like and say anything if you want. Yeah, Sam's Record Store. You can find us there. We're pressing out vinyl as we speak. There's an A side and the B side. The B side is just all of the intermissions when we have to edit stuff out. Just swearing. It's just the F word for 25 minutes. That'd be sick, actually. If you'd like to email us for some unknown reason, you can do that at lockedonsharks@gmail.com. Somebody said that I can't believe you guys didn't come up with the first. It's right there, and they called him Ragnarok, like Ragnarok, but
that's a good one.
Eric. Yeah, it just doesn't sound good in a.
It doesn't roll off the tongue as well, though.
Yeah, the mouth feels gross.
Yeah,
it's like putting a sponge in your mouth.
Also, leave us some reviews. Here's some reviews.
We got another email.
Oh, you got another one right
now?
Hell
out of here. Yeah.
Oh.
God, just jumping the gun.
Sorry.
It says 2 content boys. Thank you. 5 stars. I do not use Apple Podcasts, so I'm submitting my review via electronic mail. This email has been sent in blood on stone, making it legally binding. You may send it on to corporate. I'm choosing not to read the rest of the email.
Okay.
We will make sure that we forward off the email to corporate so Corporate Kane doesn't come out and chokeslam us through a flaming table. What were the reviews?
All right. 5 stars from Jason Lennon _ fun daily podcast with a couple of diehard fellow Sharks fans. We also had love it 5 stars. These two are so entertaining and knowledgeable. I look forward to listening to it every day. It's my favorite of the Locked On NHL podcasts I listen to. Suck it, everybody else.
Yep.
The premier hockey podcast. They use my interests, so they're pretty cool. On a serious note, this is an extremely well-constructed and fun podcast on the San Jose Sharks. I listen to it every time they drop an episode. All the hosts are very likable and interact with their listeners. They look at the Sharks on more of a fan perspective as opposed to reporters on Twitter or other podcasts who look at some situations through a more franchise-based perspective. Overall, this is an amazing podcast. So this one, Chet Manley, which I just love the name. This podcast is the Lay's to my kettle chips. We also had one. This podcast is the Diet Pepsi to my Diet Coke. So, yes.
Shout out to you guys. Give us reviews. We like reading stuff.
We like feeling good about ourselves. The little serotonin boost is nice.
Yeah, always 5 stars only. If you leave us a 1 star, please let us know why. We will probably not fix it and just shit talk you in the group chat. Yes. What else are we gonna do? Should we shout out listeners? Yes. Do you have any listeners that you want to shout out that listen to the show?
I want to listen to I want to shout out all the people who've been buying our dumb stickers. So yeah, and then I get the little pictures of them, like with the little fancy notes I write them. So it really does make me feel, it's kind of amazing. Our dumb podcast has started to, have some reach. So anyway, let's get out of here.
We're not dumb. We are well constructed and smart and beautiful and girthy, like that guy said in the review.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't know who I got. Kaylee, you're a beaut, Kales. We'll be back tomorrow with Sens Sharks
review.
Wrap up.
Sens Sharks and we'll talk some Leafs tomorrow.
Boo.
Thank you for making us your first listen Go check out the Fantasy Hockey Podcast or what on the other Locked On NHL podcast, or I don't know.
Okay.
Warriors are now to go check them out too. Actually, they don't need it. They have a bajillion downloads. They don't need it. So, yeah.
Just re-download us on different devices.
Yes. Go get poutine from the poutine store.
Bye, Kaylee.